Hi there, welcome to the Schwowin's Nest. It's finally summer, so I've got some sweet decor ideas for you. These four wooden rounds came in a pack of four from my local Dollarama store. I'm pretty sure that Dollar Tree carries them as well, along with some smaller ones that are a little bit thicker. I'm just giving these one good coat of my folk art sheepskin chalk paint, and then I'm going to set them aside to completely dry. I am going to be doing some sublimation on these wood rounds, and in order to do that, I need to put a clear coat of something on them. I've used polyacrylic before, I've used a spray matte finish, but today I thought I would try some Mod Podge to see how that works. You give it a really good layer. You don't want it too thick, but you want to make sure that you get each and every little speck of this coaster covered. Now the round is completely dry. This is the image I'm going to be putting on. Now you might think it's not very bright right now, but just wait till I add some heat to it. I'm also using some Teflon tape, which is also heat resistant, just to keep my image in place while I use the heat press. I've placed a piece of cardstock down on my heat mat, which is from Cricut, and I'm going to then put a piece of Teflon heat resistant paper on top. Now I'm going to be heating this for about a minute at 400 degrees with just a little bit amount of pressure. I'm going to be holding it down, and you have to be really careful with this process because everything gets super hot. Everything's cooled down, and now I'm going to start peeling the paper off. When you're working with wood and sublimation, you do get some of the backing paper sticking onto your project, but I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to get it off. I did find that it stuck a little bit more with the Mod Podge than when I had previously used polyacrylic or the clear matte spray, so I probably won't use Mod Podge again. Just continue peeling as much as you can, and it takes a little bit of time, but you can see that beautiful color that is so vibrant showing up from underneath. Here I'm just using a baby wipe. You can also use a damp paper towel or a cloth, anything that is just a little bit wet that will help the paper peel up. Once the majority of the paper was peeled off, I just used the baby wipe and I just went to town and scrubbed the wood, and you can see that it's all just coming right off, and I'm not getting any ink or anything transferring off of my wood round onto the baby wipe. It's totally set onto the wood. Look at that vibrant color. I just love sublimation. It is so much fun to use. It's easy to use, and you get these gorgeous designs that you can display in your home. I've got this wood sign that was gifted to me by my sweet subscriber, Kimberly. Thanks a lot, Kimberly. I'm going through all of the things that you sent me really slowly because you sent me so much, but I'm so appreciative of your generosity. I'm going to go ahead and take off that Hello Spring. And then I started to peel off the paper and then decided that I was just going to use the backside. So I'm going to take off the wire hanger and then flip it around and start painting the back. The color I'm using for the base is Serenity Blue by Rust-Oleum, and it is a chalk paint. I love this color. It's just a really subtle blue, a little hint of turquoise in it, and it's perfect for coastal decor ideas. In my design, there's a bunch of different blue colors and some yellows. So I'm going to incorporate that into the board. And I want to give it more of a weathered wood look. So the first color I'm using is navy blue, and I'm using a chip brush, and I'm going lightly with it, but you can see the beautiful distressing that the chip brush gives. I end up doing it a little bit thicker because I do want a little bit more of the vibrant colors to show up. Next, I added some sheepskin, and then after that, I did add a little bit of yellow because there is some yellow tones in my designs. Since this is coastal or nautical decor, I'm going to just line the outside of each of these wood rounds with some of Dollar Tree's nautical rope. And this just gives it more of a rustic feel, which of course is my vibe. To put everything together, I'm just going to hot glue these round pieces onto my board, and I just thought I would stagger them like this just to make sure they all fit. But I really like how this turned out, and I really love these images. All of them were free from Pixabay. I always have the Pixabay link down in my description box. You can use all of their images for personal and sometimes even commercial use for absolutely free. So make sure you go check out Pixabay. There's tons of images on there that you can use for your projects. I used the nautical rope to glue a hanger onto the back of the sign, and this one is complete. Really simple, easy to do, and the sublimation is so amazing. Welcome back to all of my current subscribers. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, I would love it if you could hit that red button too. One of the most popular ways to use sublimation is on fabric. I have a pillow cover here that is 70% polyester and about 30% cotton, and that's the ratio of your fabric that you need to have in order for the ink to stay put. If you wanted to do something that has more cotton in it, there are some options out there. You do have to pre-treat your fabric ahead of time. So I would rather just keep it simple and use the 70-30 polycotton blend. The images that I'm using for project one and now this project will be available on my website as free printables. So you don't have to go to Pixabay to search for them. I've got them for you already. So if you're not a member of my website yet, go down to my description box, click on the link, create your own account, and you'll be able to download everything for free. I've already got a protective sheet in between the layers so the colors don't transfer to the other side. I'm going to put another protective sheet on top and then lay my easy press down. It is again set at 400 for 60 seconds. Once everything has had a chance to cool, I can go ahead and remove the tape and reveal the beautiful image that has transferred from the Hippo sublimation paper right onto my project. For this project, I'm using some linen fabric that's 100% polyester, and it is a little bit of a darker color, so take that into consideration when I show you the reveal. I created this Take Me to the Beach sign, and one thing you have to remember when you're doing anything with printing on it, the printing has to be backwards or it has to be mirrored, and that will on the pillows, I got a little bit of bleed through. So to prevent that this time, I'm using some pieces of cardstock in between the two pieces of fabric and also on my mat to protect it, which you could probably see already has some sublimation ink on it from a previous project. Now I'm just going to go ahead and grab my image, place it where I want it to be, and then tape it down again, add the heat resistant paper on top, and then use my heat press again at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. Now this image is a little bit larger than the size of my heat press, so I'm going to have to do this in two different stages, but that doesn't affect the transfer of your image to the fabric. It turns out just as well. This transferred really well, but remember, because this is a darker fabric, the colors might not be as vibrant as if you were doing it on white, but I still love the way this design turned out. I'm going to turn this into a beach bag. You can never have too many beach bags. I'm just going to use my hot glue and my little silicone applicator here to glue everything together. And I've got this now flipped inside out. So my design is actually right on the inside of this. So I'm going to just glue all the way to the top, but I'm going to leave about a half an inch because I'm going to want to do a flip over hem on the top edges too. I'm going to place a piece of cardstock in between the layers so I don't accidentally glue everything together. But this is what I meant when I said a flip over hem. I'm going to just take some hot glue, place it where I want the edge of the fabric to be, and then just fold it over nice and straight, and then use my applicator to hold it in place. And I'll just do this all the way across and then flip it over and do it on the other side too. Here's a look at the products that I'm using for sublimation by Hippo. I'm using their sublimation ink, which goes into an Eco Tank printer. I have a link for that down in my description box too. And it has to be a printer that you're not going to use for anything else but sublimation. Then this is the paper that I use. On the paper, there's a pink side and there's a white side. You want to make sure that you're printing your images on the white side. So continuing on with the creation of my beach bag, I'm going to use some of this blue rope that I got at my local dollar store and just camouflage where you can see the hot glue has seeped through where I did the hemming. And that's okay. I knew it was going to do that because this fabric is very thin and it has a linen quality to it, so I knew it was going to come through. This is just going to add a little bit more embellishment to my bag and make it look more custom. I went twice around the top of my bag, and now I'm going to add a little bit of the rope just to the very top portion of the image. I'm going to follow that wiggly line all the way across, and I think it just adds a little bit more embellishment and fun to this bag. You could do a couple ways for a handle, but I decided to add some grommets. So I'm just cutting out a little tiny hole with my X-Acto knife, and then I'm going to push the grommet through from the bottom and then smash it down on the top the way they're supposed to work. So these ones turn out okay. These grommets themselves are kind of weird. They weren't working the way I wanted them to, but I was still able to get the rest of the bag done with these. And then I just fed through some of the rope, and I think this bag turned out really cute. I think this will be fun to carry to the beach and back. I hope you enjoyed these coastal, farmhouse, nautical, or beachy DIYs, whatever you want to call them, and got some inspiration to create some for yourself. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. That helps get me noticed more on YouTube and helps my channel grow. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you could hit that button. The black arrow will tell you exactly where to click. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.